Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. We'll make this quick because FOMC is in 1 hour. It's 11:32 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. That's Mountain Standard Time. I believe it's going to be at 12:30 Mountain Time. So I think 10:30 a.m. PST, 12:30 MST, and was that 2:30? Well, I guess 1:30 Central Time, 2:30 EST. Anyway, it's soon. So, in 1 hour, no matter what time zone you are, I believe. So, let's just check out the market and see what's going on right now at this moment. Probably leading up to the market, leading up to the FOMC, we might start to see some movement. But really, right now, things are kind of sideways, or they've already dumped a bit. Let's just take a look at what's going on, and we'll just maybe I'll come back once FOMC reaction is over, or at least it's started, and we'll see which direction things are going. But we'll keep this quick because this is kind of a pre-FOMC thing. Just to kind of level set, see what's going on. Looking at BitcoinDailyView.com, got more for you there. Check it out. Go check it out. There's stuff. Okay, so looking at cryptometer.io, we're at 8.9 billion right now in volume. Not well, that's a little low. I kind of expect about 10 billion today, really. So volume's a little bit low compared to what I would usually expect to see. It's down 23% last 24 hours, and that kind of makes sense. All right. Looking at FinViz, Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P are all slightly down. Well, Dow's actually down 0.93. Nasdaq is down 1.8. 0.18, and S&P 500 is down 0.45. In general, S&P is looking kind of sad today. If you look at the sectors, energy definitely seems like the most hit. Wow, Apple's down, Amazon down, Tesla for a change. Wow, on a bad day is actually in the green. So, semiconductors for whatever reason are extremely green today. I guess they need to build those cruise missiles, you know. All right, looking at dollar strength index today here in the top middle, been in a downwards channel on the daily for quite a while. Today is a red candle day. That should give the market a little bit of room to breathe, but of course it's not because probably it's waiting for FOMC. Looking at U.S. oil spot here, top left corner, definitely a bad day, a red candle for oil. Looking at S&P 500, red candle there, top right. Bottom left is Bitcoin, a red day slightly. It's above the 200 moving average on the daily, and it's working towards that 314 cross. We'll see if that happens. Gold, indecisive day. It's going red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, and silver definitely a bit of a red day for silver. So in general, market kind of sideways, even with a red day on the dollar strength index. We're not seeing anything really moving up, and it would make sense because the market's kind of waiting for FOMC. All right, looking at this is just looking at longs versus shorts. Definitely today, this is a 15-minute candle. Definitely seeing some longs getting wrecked. A little bit of chatter here as far as longs and shorts getting wrecked. Not too eventful. Just not seeing a whole lot of volume in the market. Nobody's really trying too hard. I didn't look at. I should have checked, but I didn't look too close at the exchanges particularly. But I really was not seeing. In the brief look that I did look, I didn't see a lot of leverage waiting to get wrecked. I think people kind of don't know what's going to happen. So they're not really leveraging. Looking at coin market cap here, looking at spot trading volume, every exchange except for PexPay, whatever that is up 500% in last 24 hours. I never heard of it really. Past the top 20, I don't really pay much attention to these exchanges, to be honest with you. Once you kind of start getting, once you're kind of getting smaller than Hobie, forget it, and Gideo. So basically, the top 20, the 20th being Hobie, they're all of them are in the red slightly, not massively. Actually, a crypto.com exchange is about 1.8. That's pretty cool. L Bank is 4.1, up a little bit. And spot trading is, looking at derivatives. Derivatives are down 14% last 24 hours on Binance, coming in at 35 billion. Not bad, not bad. So there's definitely some longs and shorts out there, but not what I've usually been seeing for a Wednesday, for a weekday. The market's kind of just slowing down, waiting to see what happens. Bitcoin coming at 22,990, not bad. Look at the top 100, most in the red. Airweave is doing pretty good today, and so is Osmosis. Osmosis definitely made a little pump today. We'll take a look at AR before we check out of here. Looking at longs versus shorts on Binance, where that big volume is, 52% long, 47% short for Bitcoin. For Ethereum, 56% long, 43% short. So definitely a long bias for Ethereum and Bitcoin on Binance today. Looking at Bitcoin, well, here we go. This is a 45 minute. This is actually a 1 hour chart. And as you can see, kind of what's been happening is starting to, it's just weak. I mean, basically, we're sideways. Here's the Bitcoin was running up a little while ago, kind of like between the 28th of Jan to about the 29th of January, had this run up. It's been down ever since. It did not. It's been kind of trying to hold the 200 moving average. It definitely did kind of bounce down, a wick down to the 314. Kind of been hugging the 200 up and down ever since about 31st of January. So since yesterday, really. We've just been hugging it up and down, below it, above it. So anyway, it's nice that we did kind of break above it and that we're flirting with that right now. But looking at the hourly chart, as you can see, Bitcoin is just going sideways. Honestly, like a lot of the market, I think is kind of waiting to see what the FOMC does. Will Bitcoin get a pump at that point or a dump? I'm not really sure. I'm slightly hedged either way, but we'll see what happens. Really, I'm just going to be watching. I do see these little pink Barbies, as we call them, little pink squares. Those are breaks above the 200 moving average, and that actually usually does tend to add up to some upwards pressure. We're seeing a fourth one kind of click on and off, so that would lead me to think there's a little bit of pressure pushing up on the price action. We are the squeeze indicator is beginning to turn, down. Directional index is down. ADX is not in the best spot. Let me actually fire this up like this. How's the volume? A little spurt of volume earlier. How about the 4 hour chart? We can really see volume spurts. No. In general, as you can see here on the 4 hour chart, especially if we pull this in, this is what it really comes down to, what is going to happen. I'm looking at it like this. I won't reiterate it all again because you've seen it, but here's like a sideways action. Here's the sideways action. Oops. Where Bitcoin's kind of stepping. And you can see smaller steps, if we zoom in here on the 4 hour chart, you can see smaller steps there. So really, are we going to see this happen again, basically? If we were to look at that, bonk, like a step, that much of a step, if that happened again, let's clone that. What if we got another step up? Where would that put us? It's interesting because if we got like basically an equal step up that we had last time, after you could call these accumulation phases. You don't have to. Some people are going to just flame that and say, no, it's whatever, but let's just for fun, if there has been institutional money coming in, they're probably not going to want to give those gains back. Maybe they're happy shorting it, whatever. But to me, when I see these sideways actions, if I put the effort into looking, I usually find that institutional money has been doing their best to, OTC buy and not pump the price. So in my opinion, which I've, stated before, looking at this chart, and this is just conjecture, but, in my opinion, if you look, bonk, bonk, these little steps, usually that is, in my opinion, from what I've seen, it's institutions, OTC buying, trying not to pump that price, but of course they're going to pump it a little bit by buying it, by the big buys. And so, if we basically got another step up equal to the last one, if this is institutional buying and they're just, buying, they're buying, they can't help but affect the price with the big buys that they're doing. If institutional money is buying up the Bitcoin, and of course we do see, it depends on how you're looking at it. There's different reports and such, but, exchange liquidity definitely is not massive, not for what the exchanges want to buy, So with that, for retail, you're fine, but for institutional, not when you're buying 100 Bitcoin at a time or 1,000 Bitcoin at a time. The liquidity isn't quite there for them. So let's just measure that this move here, and we'll get out of here. If we got a move like last time soon, and looking at how long it took to get to that next level, if that happened like right now, like after the FOMC for fun. That'd be like a that'd be like 7% in 8 hours could happen if we got favorable news, or maybe it happens over the next couple of days. Either, something's going to happen, either going up or we're going down. Probably going to gain 7% or lose 7%. Go back down to this level here. We'll see what happens. Maybe we'll continue sideways. I will say, looking at the squeeze indicator, we definitely, on the 4-hour chart, you can see the squeeze indicator just beginning to turn towards the positive. Directional index is still in the red. It's just not a very exciting chart right now. We're going sideways. Just got to have something got to bump it, and maybe the FOMC possibly will have favorable news that is good for Bitcoin, even short term, and then boom, we get that 7% pump, in 8 hours, and or a day or two. And what's good about that, what will be exciting is right here, right around 24,200. It's changed maybe $100 one way or the other, but that's the daily 314 moving average. And so if we were to look at a daily chart here, and you can really see these steps on the daily, I mean, they become very, very apparent, kind of easy to see. Get rid of these little yellow ones here. So as you can see here on the daily chart, boom, those sideways actions get very easy to see, especially these last two are very, very pronounced. So how's that looking here? Yeah, I mean, we do have kind of some bearish divergence. I'm finding that on the directional index here, the divergence really more than any other indicator, I really find that it's very powerful right there. It does show it. So that could be bearish divergence, definitely could be. Could just be a slowdown in volume, but the squeeze indicator is still strong on the daily, not slowing down at all. So we're sideways. Let's see what happens. If we got good favorable news from the FOMC, or what might be interesting, like I say, a 7 or 8% pump, that would put us for me. Oop. Okay, so weekly's not quite there. So actually, it'd be a challenge. But if we got above that 314 on the daily, that would actually put us right there, poised to break that 200 moving average on the weekly, and that would be very, very, very groovy. And looking at the squeeze indicator on the weekly, we've been heading towards a trend that definitely would break above that 200 moving average for a while. And you do have some nice positive action there on the directional index, and the ADX is in the right spot there too. And look at this beautiful volume that's been pushing us up for quite a while. Let's see what happens. There you go. That's what I can tell you. We got to just see what happens. Looking at all, it's not a lot of point. I'm not seeing, mostly everything is kind of just sideways. There's not too much really happening. What was it? AR versus USDT. It's up today. Let's see. I like what I'm seeing there. Definitely pretty darn volatile, but I kind of like it. This is AR versus USDT on Binance. It's been upwards channel. Yeah, I mean it's cooling off right now, but it may bounce off the mid range of this channel here, or go back to the bottom. Definitely big velocity pushing it lately. Big energons as far as volume. Yeah, look at that. You can actually, I like looking at this thing like this. If you were to do a channel like this, I'm sorry, boom. Look at that 4-hour channel, looking good. AR USDT. I wait for it to come down. I think I'm gonna, it's getting kind of far from the 8 moving average right there, which is a red moving average. If you can see it, it's probably going to return to that mid range of the channel, then maybe continue up. Watch the indicators and trade it your way. But I love what I'm seeing here with AR, because note the purple candles there. That's candles by Sam. Those tend to denote a lot of upwards velocity. And this one's kind of those things like, where do you play it right now? I'm not going to do nothing until after the FOMC meeting, but especially this guy would retrace back down to the mid-range of the channel, bottom of the channel, or something, I'd be kind of feeling happy. Cruise indicators in the right spot. Directional index looks good. ADX needs to be a little bit higher. It's at about 19 or 18. Let's wait till about 20, 22, 23. Watch for some big volume to come in. This one's a tough play because it may end up going right to the top of this. It may do one of these deals where it goes up and then comes down, finds support, and then it makes the top of this channel its new support. So one to watch, a little hard to play right now, but definitely good to have on the watch list. And it's doing good today, which is pretty extraordinary because not many alts are. So with that said, all eyes on Bitcoin. Maybe I will come and visit everybody after the FOMC finds a direction. We'll see what happens. I'm thinking maybe favorable news. We will see a move up, and then of course that would be the markets and everything else moves up, whether it's short term or not. It's an opportunity to make money, hedge your bets. And remember, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, it is an absolute optimistic take on humanity's future. And it punches those nasty globalists right in the nuts. And they got it coming. So take care.